Wait, shocker. You mean if I can vote on my phone, I'm more likely to vote?
Amazing, right? In
I
fact,
know. What?
Denver did a poll of people who participated, and get this, 100% said, yeah, I really prefer pressing a button to going somewhere. Of course they did, right? So that answered the question for me of like, okay, more people will participate if we make it a lot easier, which is just the lesson of technology and mobile phones in general. And then that gets you to the next question was, okay, can you do it securely? And at least the cryptography community didn't feel like the tech that was on the market did so. And I felt like until there was something that was truly secure, it was never going to pass muster. And so like you said, we started building our own mobile voting tech. So let me walk you through how it works. So you're Andrew Yang, you're a voter in New York City. You go to the New York City Board of Elections app on the App Store. You download the app. The first thing they say is, okay, is Andrew really a voter here? You put in your information. Yes. Next question is Andrew really Andrew, right? So the first thing is multi-factor authentication. So like if you forget your Google password, we send you a code, you enter into the app. Then we use biometric screening. So like clear at the airports to say, is Andrew really Andrew? In fact, I'm working with Eric Starr, our mutual friend, who I think you introduced me to, who runs UltraPass to do this technology. And we verify that you're you. It matches up your face against some sort of government ID. Then the ballot comes up on your screen. And the goal is to make it as simple and easy as possible. But because it is digital, some of the challenges that you get in the other forms of voting, undervoting, overvoting, stray pencil marks, hanging chads, none of that is an issue. And just to be clear, I'm not arguing that mobile voting should replace any form of voting. I just want to give people an additional option. So you fill out your ballot, you make your choices, you double check it, you triple check it. Once you're happy with it, you hit submit, and two things happen. First is your ballot is immediately encrypted. The second thing is you get a tracking code, like if it were a FedEx package, where you can follow the progress of your ballot throughout the process. It then goes back to the New York City Board of Elections, and the first thing they do is air gapping, which just means they take it offline. So now your ballot is no longer connected to the internet. They don't decrypt your ballot until it's removed from the internet. The paper copy then prints out immediately, which is then mixed in with all the other ballots. You can see how your ballot fared because you can know from the tracking code, it was received, it was tabulated, it was printed. And then because the underlying code itself is all open source, and we can go in and check it to see if anything went wrong, if anything was changed, anything else. So we'll finish this tech next year. We'll submit it to DEF CON for testing. We'll submit it to NIST for testing. But then most importantly, I'm going to make this free to every government in the world that wants to use it.
What?
Free of charge. So I've put $20 million of my own money into this project so far. And the reason why is, look, it had to be this way because unless the code was open source, experts would say you'll never know for sure whether the election was secure or not.
Wait, I want to stop here for just a second because I've been a huge proponent of voting on your phone for quite some time. And the counter argument is always like, it can't be done securely.
Yep.
And then let's say hypothetically you were to be like, I've got a stack of white papers and engineers that have said this is actually fully secure. You know what no one ever says?
What?
Oh, like that's great. That's great. You solved that problem. Let me take a look at it. Because what you find is that people actually don't want everyone to be able to vote.
No,
you know what I mean?
Especially, look, when I talk to politicians and I say, wouldn't you like to not be hostage to the extremes? Wouldn't it be nice if you could reach across the aisle, work with your colleagues, compromise, reach consensus, and actually get some things done? They all say, yeah, that would be great. But then when you say, okay, that means we've got to move your primary turnout from, say, 10% to 30%, they say, oh, hold on a second here. I'm not sure if I want to take that kind of risk because who knows who those people are.
Because right now they are insulated from competition. Like they know what the voting universe is. Their consultant says, look, here's your win number. You can get to your win number by keeping a certain set of people and groups happy. And they're like, this is predictable. Then if you were to triple the electorate, I'd be like, whoa. I don't know who's voting. I don't know how to make them happy. My job security, or at least my certainty of the process goes down. And so even though theoretically I like the idea of more people voting so I can do the right thing, I get scared.
Yes, that's exactly what happens. And so my thought is this, which is let's start small. Let's start in municipalities for school board elections, city council elections, maybe mayoral elections.
Interesting.
And I'm going to pick, we're in the process of the research now, 6 to 12 cities where we're going to run legislation next year that would allow mobile voting for municipal elections. And I think to the question of like hacking, I really just don't think Vladimir Putin is hacking the Queensboro president election. right? And let's see how it goes. Let's learn from it.
Was that a real example, by the way? You call the Queensboro people up?
Yeah, I mean, they feel like, hey, no one cares more about Putin more or anything than who gets to give out proclamations in Queens. But and then let's see what works, and then we can scale up to state primaries, and then eventually federal. And this can be done over time. And the tech that we're building isn't meant to be the end all be all. It's a starting point. And then my hope would be that other people, including one day DARPA and the government itself, work with us and keep making this thing better and better. But we can start the process now, start making mobile voting available to people. And the reality is 70+% of our lives where government impacts it are determined at the state and local level, not at the federal level, right? That's really where most of the stuff happens. So even if you could get state and local primary turnout up from 10 to 30 and move things towards the middle and enable them to get things done, you would massively make our government more effective and better.
So if someone wants to help make this vision a reality, the first thing they should do is get your book, Vote with Your Phone, Why Mobile Voting is Our Final Shot at Saving Democracy. But some people who listen to this might even be like an elected official in a locality.
Yeah.
Like, how do people reach out?
The few things you can do. So one is you can just reach out to me directly. LinkedIn is usually the best way to do that. Or if you go on bradleytusk.com, you can do it through there. If you're an elected official, if you are
really, really
donor,
rich.
You're really rich, whatever it is, we'd love to talk to you. And if you're generally just interested in volunteering or getting involved or just learning more, if you go to votewithyourphone.org, we've got a whole website set up to help people get involved and to learn how to do both.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. Please do hit like and subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified every time a new episode drops. Thank you.